Worried that one of your bad habits getting the best of you. You probably just graduated from college and you didn't realize you had such bad habits. And because of those bad habits, you're struggling, you're frustrated. So what I want to do in this video is talk to you about how to develop good habits so you can realize your goals and dreams. What's up, it's Gene. This word to be great. I remember when I was in college, and a lot of y'all can relate to this. I developed some habits that I didn't realize were going to be an issue when I graduated. You see, a lot of us don't realize that when we're in college, we develop our good habits externally, but we also develop our bad habits externally. You see, the good habits externally you can see because you get good grades, you pass your classes. But the bad habits that you develop internally, you don't realize it till you graduate. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are right now, you are experiencing that. You having all these internal bad habits that's popping up, and it's got you frustrated because you no longer have the external person telling you, you got your syllabus, you got to get your grades. That's those internal bad habits that you develop that I want to help you overcome. So I'm going to give you 3 things you can do that will help you to develop good habits so you can replace those bad habits. The first thing we're going to talk about that's going to help you develop good habits is called the Premack principle. Now, I'm sure you probably never heard of this before. Maybe you have. I don't know. But we're going to discuss this. So what is the Premack principle? The Premack principle is this in a nutshell. It is when you reward yourself because you've done something that you say you're going to do. In other words, you say you want to develop this good habit, but you develop this good habit by rewarding yourself with the bad habit. For example, let's say you're an individual, you love to play video games, and you say to yourself, I love playing these games, but I also know I need to be applying for these jobs. So instead of you playing video games first, instead of applying for jobs, you switch it up with the Premack principle. So you say to yourself every day, in order for me to play those video games, I need to apply for a minimum of 10 jobs. And once I apply for those 10 jobs, then I can play the video game. See, I had this guy I was talking to not too long ago. He just graduated from college and he was like, Gene, I am being so lazy. I did not realize how lazy I was until I graduated. You know, when I was in school, I was studying, I was getting my grades. I say because you had developed good habits externally. The professor was putting that pressure on you. But you develop these bad habits internally of playing video games all the time. And now you've graduated, it has switched up. So I taught him the Premack principle. I say, how about this? Instead of I'm not going to tell you to get rid of your video games. But before you play those video games, I want to recommend that you at least apply for 5 jobs, then play the video game. He said, you know what? I can do that. So what he started doing every day, he will apply for 5 jobs, then he'll play the video game. And you know what started happening? He started getting job interviews. And then he eventually got his first job. But the only way that happened, he had developed a good habit of applying for these jobs. And he was able to do that through the Premack principle. See, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you have to realize those bad habits that you develop, they can have some very good benefits if you put a good habit that you want to accomplish before it. And this is all the Premack principle is. If you want to start developing good habits to replace those bad habits, I want to recommend you start with the Premack principle because it'll give you an opportunity to do something that will help you to start moving in the direction of having better habits. 2, the next thing that will allow you to develop good habits is what's called habit stacking. This is something I do to get a lot of things done. For example, I am not the best at reading books out loud, but I knew I wanted to make my own audiobook and I was dreading it. Now, one thing that I'm very consistent with is going to the gym. I'm a gym bro. I love the gym. I love working out. And I said to myself, you know what, Gene, you want to get this audiobook for your book, Word to be Great, done. So how about using habit stacking? So let me tell you how it works. So habit stacking is when you take an existing habit that you have and you stack something right after it. For example, normally I go to the gym around 3:30 a.m., sometimes a little later. It depends on what I'm doing. But I told myself, Gene, when you leave that gym, the first thing you're going to do when you get home before you eat breakfast or anything is you're going to start recording a chapter of your book. So I've done this every day for a long time. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I did not know that recording an audiobook would be so tough. I had many days I didn't want to do it. I had many days I want to just throw it out the window. I said, I don't want to do this. But because I was using my habit stacking, it allowed me to get it done. So a lot of you guys have to realize when it's something you want to accomplish, you have to realize that you'll have good habits. All you have to do is link another habit to it. That is habit stacking. Because I was able to habit stack by putting my workout right before me record my audiobook, I was able to get it done. And that book will be out soon, so I'll let you guys know. But that is what habit stacking is. You have to realize that in order for you to make things happen, in order for you to develop good habits, you can use habit stacking. Take a good habit that you already have and link another habit that you want to have in your life to it. Because when you habit stack, it will allow you to develop a good habit so you can start realizing the goals and dreams you want to accomplish. And the last thing is this. Make sure you keep it simple. A lot of you guys have a hard time developing good habits because you're not keeping things simple. I remember when I was in the wellness industry, right? And I was coaching this lady who wanted to lose weight. Now, she did like most people want to do during the New Year's is they want to lose this great amount of weight in about 2 weeks. I remember she came to me, she said, Gene, I want to lose 20 pounds in like 2 weeks. And I say, ma'am, did you gain that weight in 2 weeks? She said, no. I said, so why do you think you're going to lose it in 2 weeks? So I said, listen. If you want to lose that weight, let's say it's going to take about a year and a half, and you want to do something simple because it will allow you to develop a good habit through consistency. So what I encourage you to do is to just get up and go to the gym and walk on a treadmill a minimum of 5 minutes a day. And that's what she did. And over time, she went from 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 30 minutes to almost an hour. She started lifting weights. But the only reason that happened is because she kept it simple. And a lot of you guys, the reason you're not developing good habits is because you're trying to do too much too soon and you're burning yourself out. If you want to make things happen by developing good habits, you have to keep it simple. So whatever it is you want to accomplish, make sure it's simple. Do not make it complex because simplicity is where the success is. When you can keep things simple, you can keep it consistent. And that consistency will allow you to realize your goal or dream. These are the 3 ways that you can start developing a good habit. And if you add these 3 things to your life, 1, using Premack by what? Put a good habit that you want to accomplish in front of a bad habit that you already have. 2, use habit stacking. Take a good habit that you're killing it in and link another habit that you want to accomplish on a daily basis to that habit so you can start developing that new habit. And 3, make sure you keep it simple because when it's simple, you can be consistent. It's time for you to develop the good habits that's going to allow you to realize that great vision inside of you. So develop those habits, realize your dream, and reach your full potential because you are worthy to be great. If you like this video, I want to ask you to like and share this video. Also, hit that bell so anytime I post a new video, you are notified. Also, want to ask you to join my Word to Be Great newsletter. This newsletter is designed to help you build your self-worth, your self-discipline, your self-confidence so you can realize your dream. So click the link below and join my newsletter today.